to me, really unnerves me when fat people want to claim so hard that they are oppressed. Oppressed on what, bitch? The only thing you're oppressing is your fucking joints and ligaments. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day whenever and wherever you're watching this. So today, I wanted to talk about some TikToks that I found under the fat acceptance and fat acceptance cringe hashtag, and just see like what these people are thinking. Now, I did watched some of them, at least the first couple of seconds, just to get a general idea. And I would say my opinion about this, say if I agree or disagree. Now, this girl in particular, I actually do agree with her. I think she's speaking facts in here, and this is actually kind of like an anti-fat acceptance cringe. And for what I can see in her profile, you can check her out if you wish. She has also the hashtag XFat, so I'm presuming that she lost some weight. So I will probably take a look at her profile once we finish the TikTok. But I actually watched this and I actually agree with it. But I've just watched the first second, so why don't we watch it together?
Agree with when it comes to fat acceptance or fat liberation is oppression.
100%. Like, nobody's denying that fat people are bullied or sometimes looked down upon in the internet and in real life. That's not up to no discussion. But to me, really unnerves me when fat people want to claim so hard that they are oppressed. Oppressed on what, bitch? The only thing you're oppressing is your fucking joints and ligaments. But no, seriously, like, to me, that when somebody is claiming like they're being oppressed because they're fat, that actually fucking unnerves me, because I don't think that fucking person understands what actually means to be oppressed for real. Like, not even I understand that. And to be quite honest, if you really come to think about it, if you're fat, you're quite the opposite. You're in a privileged position because you're able to afford eating whatever the fuck you're eating, and then the quantities that you're eating that's getting you to that size. So just saying that you're oppressed just because, I don't know, you don't fit in a fucking airplane seat, to me that's wild. That's fucking wild, because you don't know what actual true oppression feels like. To be honest, I don't even know it myself, but I know for a fact that being fat is not fucking oppression, okay? Like, who was it that I saw? I don't remember the names of these people, but there's a fat acceptance TikTok that I watched once where the girl was criticizing people for doing before and after pictures. And she said something along the lines of, you change from being the oppressed to being the oppressor. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So choosing to do something positive for your body and bettering your health is somehow makes you an oppressor? How? Like, genuinely, how? But well, let's continue what else she has to say.
I don't believe that when I was fat that I was oppressed in any way, shape, or form. Being chosen last in gym.
Exactly. That's exactly the point that I'm saying. Like, yes, again, mentioning, I know that there's a stigma and that there's people are nasty to fat people in the term of they're being judgmental. Maybe, I don't know, some people might be rude, but that's not oppression. Oppression is rooted, and in fact, let's just go ahead and look out what oppression means. Okay, so basically, oppression is unjust or cruel exercise of authority, of power. So basically, like, let's be fucking for real. What right do fat people don't have that healthy sized, quote unquote, people do have? There's nothing. And don't come at me with the, oh, well, they can travel in airplane seats. That's not a right. That's something that you've done to yourself. And now you have to bear the consequences, and now you're complaining online. That's not oppression, to be honest. So claiming to be oppressed because you were the last to be picked in gym is fucking nonsense.
Gym class is an oppression. It hurts. It sucks. Nobody ever wants to feel that. Being maybe chosen last for a partner, for someone to date you. It sucks and it hurts, but it is an oppression. And
Exact. This girl gets the point. Like I mentioned, yes, there's stigma. Yes, there might be bullying. Yes, bullying and or stigma or just not being picked is not equal to oppression. You cannot compare both, because you're not being denied any human right. You're not being treated like a subhuman, in the sense that somebody's not respecting your rights. Just because someone does not want to date you, that's not oppression. That's just a preference, and you cannot force someone to be attracted to you. And you can whine and complain and do 100,000 TikToks online. That's not gonna change the fact that when somebody's not attracted to you, they're not attracted to you, and that's it. You can either, one, move on, find someone else who might be attracted to whatever you have to offer, or second, change and increase your chances of dating or finding a potential partner. That's it. But like whining and complaining and being like you're fatphobic because you don't find me attractive, it's not gonna, like, what is it gonna prove? You're not gonna change that person's mind, right? So yeah.
here's kind of why I feel like it isn't, because you can change it.
Exactly. And that's the part. You can change it. Let's say that people do indeed treat you very, very bad. Because I'm not denying that happens, in a sense that people might not pick you, like this girl mentioned, pick you for a gym class. You might not have a lot of dates. There might be people who will make you nasty comments yes, I'm not denying that happens. I've had that happen to myself when I'm a biggest. I know that happens. But I never felt like my rights were being violated. And a part of me always thought, like, you know what, I'm sick of, like, whenever someone was being nasty to me, or I felt some sort of, well, you know, weird vibe or something, I always thought to myself, you know what, I need to lose weight. And you know what, I'm doing it, and there's a lot of people who have done it, and usually the people who have done it agree that their lives improved in that sense. So if you're indeed sick of people treating you quote unquote unfairly and being quote unquote oppressed, you can change that. It's not like if someone is mistreating you for your skin color, for your height, for your ethnicity, for your facial features, that cannot be that easily changed, right? But losing weight is something that's on your control. Yes, is it easy? Not. It is not easy. It is simple in the sense that it can only be done by a calorie deficit. That's right. But in its execution, it is not easy, but it's doable. And it does not have to happen in 2 months. Like, been fat for 5 years, what's it gonna be like, you know, getting actually locked in and, you know, putting a year's or 2 years worth, depending how big you are, of work into your health and looking better. So to me, it's like a problem that has such a simple solution that people don't want to see. And that's it.
No matter what you say, you can change your body size. You can lose weight. You can gain weight. And oppression, I think, is when people are kind of stuck with things, you know? So there's that.
100% agree with this girl. And I'm actually seeing in the comment section that somebody's saying not oppressed but looked down on and shamed. Yes, I agree. Like I mentioned, I agree with that. But being a step further and being like, oh, we're so fucking oppressed, to me, it's an actual joke. Like, it's an actual joke. Really, really think about it. There's people out there who don't have rights, period. There's people out there in wars. There's people out there who are being racially profiled. There's people who are out there who are actually being oppressed. Imagine a fat person telling to somebody who's in a vulnerable group who's actually being oppressed, being like, oh, we're so fucking oppressed. That would be a slap in the face, to be honest. That if I was the oppressed one, like, which I mentioned, yes, I'm talking about the oppression. I'm not even oppressed myself, but I know that being fat is not being oppressed. But putting myself in the shoes of someone who might actually be facing oppression, I would feel like that's a fucking slap in the face and that's a fucking joke compared to whatever that person who's actually suffering living. But yes, like I mentioned, this girl hits a nail on the head. I 100% agree with her. Why don't we watch another one? Okay, so this is not a typical fat acceptance format video in which somebody is like saying, oh yes, being fat is beautiful or whatever. But I stumbled upon this in the in hashtag, and I just wanted for us to take a look at this because I think this is really fucking sad. This made me fucking sad.
Okay, baby.
Morning.
How did you sleep?
Okay.
You're okay with the sausage?
Look at the amount of food, and that's for like 2 people. Look at the amount of sausages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because I'm assuming the mother is also eating, but that's way too much.
And the bacon? How many waffles are you going to want?
4.
4? Okay. Okay, go ahead and get a syrup. Get your fork. How about some donut? Some bear claw?
No.
How about apple fritter?
No.
No? Okay. You want extra butter?
Sure.
That to me is very sad because this, for context, this is a teenager. The name of the video is a daily breakfast of a 500-pound teenager. Being 500 pounds as a teenager is just, it's just so fucking sad, bro. So fucking sad. And to be honest, at this point, it's 100% the responsibility of the parents because this is not a person who's of legal age. So they cannot make, technically they cannot make their own decisions. But to me, this is very fucking sad. Like, you're not even, I guess this is in the US, probably. And I think the legal age in there is 18. Correct me if I'm wrong. So this guy over here is not even 18. And he already weighs 500 pounds. Just let that sink in.
Okay, honey. I got some cinnamon rolls for you.
Oh my god, if that wasn't fucking enough, there's like a 1, 2, 3, 8 cinnamon rolls? Fucking hell. That looks like a breakfast for a football team.
Okay, you gonna want milk?
Okay.
You want to put the butter yourself or you want me to do it?
You can do it.
I know I've spoiled him, but he is.
You think? No, spoiled? Nah, what do you think? Why do you think that?
Is a special kid. So
I wonder if she's saying if he's special because, you know, all mothers think that we're so special in their eyes, or if he's actually like a special needs kind of person. I mean, she didn't clarify further, so I don't know.
it's hard not to. Here you go, baby. You want me to pour the syrup for you?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. He can, like, she's offering to pour the syrup for him. No, this woman is just spoiling. No, what she's doing is terribly wrong. He's spoiling him and enabling him to a point in where she's gonna do irreversible damage to her son.
Or did you want the pecan one?
No, this is fine.
What? This is like fucking IHOP. Why do you have flavored maple syrups? I only have one on my house, and it's a light one, like with less sugar in it. Why the fuck would you need a pecan one? This isn't IHOP. This is a house. Stop it.
You're good on that? What are you going to want for dinner today, baby?
Meatloaf.
Meatloaf? You want any more bacon or sausage, honey, or you're good?
I'm okay.
No?
I'm sorry, but I just thought when I was a kid, and I'm in Mexico, so I have a Mexican mother. I would just think that if I went up to her and she would be like, okay, so what's for breakfast? I would be like, hey, what's for breakfast? She would be like, eggs. And I'd be like, no, I don't want to eat eggs. She would tell me to my face, it's either eggs or you're starved. Your choice. No fucking way that she would be like, oh, what do you want for breakfast? What do you want for lunch? Do you want me to put the syrup on the pancakes? No, she would be like, I made eggs. You're gonna fucking eat them or you're gonna fucking starve. Your choice. And yes, of course, I ate the eggs. And if I started to get like very fucking fussy or being like, no, I don't want that, ew, I would just see that she would grab the chancla and I'd be like, okay, I guess I'm gonna eat the eggs.
Okay. Did I put enough butter on your waffles? I should have made you French toast. Would you like that better?
No, it's fine.
Tomorrow? How many do you want?
4.
Are you going to want me to put the powdered sugar too on top of it? Okay. You know, Mom worries about you all the time.
Well, no. If she was actually worried, she would actually force his son to eat a normal diet. This is not a normal diet. This is probably a normal diet for, 4 people? This is not worrying. This is enabling. You know, like, I'm not a parent. I would hopefully be one in a couple of years. I'm not a parent, but I don't think just saying yes to whatever your kids want is being a good parent. I know, like, somebody might be like, what the fuck do you know? Well, I've known examples in real life of people who were never told no in, like, eating, and in, like, whatever they wanted, they would bite into them. And they turn out to be fucking horrible people when they grow up, because they don't take no for an answer, and they grow up into these enabled assholes. That's the truth. When you're never taught limits and discipline, you turn out to be a very spoiled adult. And yes, a spoiled kid can sometimes be tolerated. Like, people might be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll give him or her grace because she's a child. But a fucking spoiled adult, you're not gonna get as much grace. Like, the world is going to fucking stomp you whenever they can if you're a fucking entitled adult. So this mom is really hurting her son.
So talk to me. I don't want to hear
I know my mom does worry about me. It's because I can't really do anything on my own anymore. So I get depressed because I'm not really doing anything. I'm just like staying in the house. I just stay home and eat. This really is my life. I don't really know anything else.
And this is it. This is something that a lot of people don't realize. But the foods that you eat, what you drink, does heavily impact your mental state. I remember when I was in the throes of my sugar addiction, I was feeling like shit all the time. I was feeling depressed. I didn't want to do anything. I didn't have no drive for absolutely anything. And I thought to myself, like, oh, there must be something wrong with me. Which, yes, I do have... I know that I have a little bit of mental issues that I have to work in, and I'm currently working on with my therapist. But trust me, the moment I actually said, like, you know what, I'm going to correct my diet and I'm actually gonna exercise as consistently as I can. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% happy all the time, because that's not true. And if you're also happy 100% of the time, that's also not normal. It's normal to have like some days where you're happy, some days where you're not that happy. But I do feel the difference in my overall outlook in life. I feel more energized. I feel a little bit more driven to do more things, more than just laying in bed all day watching TikTok or YouTube. So, while I'm not saying that all my mental health problems have been fixed 100%, the foods that you eat massively increase your outlook in life and overall just how you're feeling. So the more, if you're eating junk food and you're feeling miserable and you're feeling depressed, by eating this, you're just going into this vicious cycle once and again and again and again and again. Like I mentioned, yes, a lot of people who get to this size, they're very likely have a lot of mental issues. It's one thing to be a little bit chunky, to be a little bit obese, like class 1 obese, but for you to get to morbidly obese, there's something mentally wrong with you. And I don't care that that's controversial, but it's true. Maybe it's some depression, maybe it's some trauma that you're trying to heal through food, but it is not normal and it should be addressed. But at the same time, correcting your eating habits definitely makes a difference. And regarding this woman, she's just spoiling this kid, and she's just ruining her life. She thinks she's doing such a great job, like being like, what do you want for breakfast, and giving him all that he wants. But I don't think that I can say the word, but she's unsubscribing him from life early. This kid is not even 18 and he's already 500 pounds. And like he mentions at the end of the video, he's feeling depressed. He cannot do anything on his own. So this really made me very, very fucking sad. So let's watch another one, right?
Questions.
Okay.
So why is it when a skinny person does like a cute TikTok trend or does any kind of videos, it's seen as cute and trendy, but the minute like myself as a fat person does a trend or does anything like that, we get put in a cringe compilation for doing the exact same thing? Just food for thought.
I'm going to answer your question, but you're not gonna like what I'm going to say. So, generally speaking, you can get away with a lot of stuff if you're typically more attractive. Is it fair? No. Is that how the world works? Yes. Is the world ever gonna change to these beauty standards? Well, let's say not specifically beauty standards, because those are a little bit like shifting decade from decade. But let's be real. The majority of the population does not find extremes attractive. And I'm not only talking about being extremely obese. I don't see a queue of guys also like swooning over Eugenia Cooney, you know? Usually people prefer bodies who are more in the middle ranges. Like, there's also like a lot of guys who might like girls who are a little bit on the skinnier side or a little bit on the chunkier side. But I don't think there's a lot of people who find very, very fucking morbidly obese women attractive. And if they do, this might be a controversial opinion, but I think it's some kind of ish, okay? So, like I mentioned, the reason why a lot of people find pleasant, you know, let's just say healthier bodies dancing, is because our bodies and our minds are still rooted by instinct. Yes, we're humans. Yes, we have the capacity to rationalize, but we still have our, let's say, our instincts, to our most basic instincts. And one of those is like, you know, being attracted to people who look a certain way. And that's not bad. Like yes, I would argue that putting them in the cringe compilation might be a little bit of an asshole move, yes. But that's the truth. Is it fair? No. But like I mentioned, that's how the human mind works. And that's not something that's gonna be easily changed, right? So I don't think there's much more to say to that, but that. And I think I have one more. Yeah, this is the last one. So, okay, fat person eating.
Oh my god, stop. What are you doing? Eating a taco from Taco Bell.
By the way, Taco Bell sucks. I'm biased because I'm Mexican and I know what real tacos taste like, so... But Taco Bell fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. I tasted it in the US and I was like, I know that this is not gonna be like a traditional taco. I'm going to rate it based on that. But I tried it and I was like, why the fuck do people even like that? It's disgusting, to be honest.
You really shouldn't be eating that.
Yes, because it's fucking awful for you and it doesn't even taste nice.
I shouldn't fuel my body because why?
Okay, don't come to me with that shit of Taco Bell fueling your body. Oh my fucking god. Honestly, like, these people could eat could drink a fucking Dunkin' Donuts coffee that we saw on the previous video and call it fuel. No, at this point just call it fucking poison. That's not fuel. Yes, will it give you energy? Yes, but is it proper fuel for your body? Be fucking for real. Proper fuel for your body would be an actual balanced meal with an adequate amount of protein, a moderate amount of carbs, some healthy fats, and some fiber, not some fucking mass-made crunchy taco that shouldn't even be called taco, made by an underpaid teenage boy. Ugh.
Why? It's just not good for your health. Okay, so what? You see all these other thin people eating the exact same thing.
Oh, here we go. Okay, the reason why the skinny person is not being targeted for eating Taco Bell is because, let's be real, if you're skinny or if you're in a healthier weight, you're very likely not consuming Taco Bell that often. Or yes, there's that person who might be an outlier, who's skinny, who maybe eats Taco Bell every fucking day, but also that person might not be eating that much else during the day, while you might be eating a Taco Bell, then McDonald's, then a fucking donut, then a fucking Doritos, a whole fucking family-sized bag of Doritos. That's the difference. So yes, is it bad? Yes, and if a skinny person eats that, is it bad for them? Yes, but not in the same way, because they're more than likely not consuming it all the fucking time or over consuming it, as opposed to an obese person. That's the difference. It's the same as saying, okay, why? Like, when I see this, I look at an alcoholic complaining that he's being targeted for having like drinks, while the casual party goer is having a drink, and he's complaining that that person is not being told, that person's not being told to not drink. Yes, Samantha, but that other fucking girl or that other fucking guy was not hospitalized for an etylic coma, from an alcohol-induced coma last week. Get your shit together.
I am, yet you're targeting me? Well, yeah, because they're thin. They don't need to be told anything.
Well, yes. Like, sad as it is, yes. I know that there are a lot of people who are also skinny. Yes, they might not have the perfect diet. But the truth is that if you are bigger, if you're morbidly obese, you more than likely consume a lot of food, and a lot of what's it called, like fast food and snacks and crap snacks and stuff like that. And the thin person, while he or she might not have the best habits, they're not over consuming it, because if they were, they will be the size of a fucking balloon, and they're not for a reason. Either, like I mentioned, they don't actually consume that every fucking day, or yes, you might eat it that every day, which also I don't think that's also correct, don't get me wrong, but they're not eating much else throughout the day. Or they might be one of those people who work out a lot, while as you, if you're morbidly obese, you're likely consuming that on top of a lot of shit and not moving your body. That's it.
Oh, so I see. You're just fat phobic, and anytime a fat person is happy living, you don't want them to be. You have to do something about it. You just have to, right?
No, the reason, okay, like I mentioned, it's not the same seeing someone who's in a healthier weight consuming McDonald's, because in our minds we think that person does not do it very frequently as opposed to you. And that saying like happy living, that's hella ironic, because you could theoretically have a better life just eating a healthier diet, you know? Like, I would assure you that if you were with that friend, that hypothetical friend, and you were eating, like, I don't know, like a chicken breast, or I don't know, like a nice sandwich, which with a lot of protein and with fresh ingredients, they would not be telling you the same thing. It's not about just fat people eating whatever. It's just about fat people eating certain foods because that's what actually increases because that's what actually makes them fatter, you know? The overconsumption of those things.
Yeah, well, guess what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna eat my taco.
Yeah, so, okay, good. So, that was it that I had for the day. I didn't find a lot of like controversial stuff. It's just like interesting stuff that I found on the hashtag fat acceptance cringe. And I do have a theory that this movement is decreasing size figuratively and also non-figuratively. A lot of fat activists are actually losing weight at the moment. And a lot of people are just, well, from what I can observe, a lot of people are trying to get into a healthier weight, either because of a health scare, or because they just want to look a little bit better, you know, or just want to be healthier, which I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. But that's everything that I have for the day. It wasn't that controversial as some of these types of videos that I've seen, but I've actually enjoyed doing this type of commentary. I will try to find more and maybe react to them in another video. But if you watched this far, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. And let me know, do you like Taco Bell? Because if you do, you can fucking fight me. That shit's disgusting. You need to taste a real fucking taco and then tell me that Taco Bell is good. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.